Now after that, we have to write code that can fetch the data from database, that can insert data, update data, delete data, right? First, what we have to do, we have to use, now let's create one repository. So I will create one class, and this class will be inside repository. So although you don't need to create separate what we say package, but it is always recommended that if you are using different thing, in that case you should create a new package, and inside package you can put that. So I'll call it user repository. Any name you can give. So I am just creating here user repository. In this user repository, what we have to do, we'll have to use the inbuilt function that is called CRUD curl. If I write it, paste here, and then okay, now it is same. So user, and then what we will do, we have to pass one integer, integer interface. Okay, this is our user repository interface. Now let's create this user model class. This model class is very important. What I have done, I have created our controller, and in that, after that we have created user repository. In this user repository, we don't have to write anything. Thus you can use public interface user repository extends curl repository, and then we'll have to pass user data, user as an input, up, and then integer. Then this will be the blank. That means you don't need to write anything here. It will automatically implement it. Now let's create one model, and inside model we will put user class. So I'll say this is model, and in this model we have user, right? Or if you want anything that you want to put the name, let's say I can say user user form. Okay, so the table will also create using the same name, user form, or so we'll see that, right? So we have here user form. Now we have here one class is created. This is simple class. We have to use Pojo class. So something we can say private integer ID, then private string name, private string email ID, private string country. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to generate the getter setter for all the methods. Okay, after that you can remove setter method for ID. Okay, this is a special requirement. We can remove this setter method for ID. So we will use ID only to get the method. We don't need to set it. That means somehow we have to auto generate this one. And currently we are working with, okay, so user form we have created. Let me just import that. Instead of user, I'll write user form. Okay. So now user form is fine in this particular class. Now we don't need to do anything. Let's come to this one. We want to connect this with database. So for that, what we will do, we'll use a Hibernate entity. So if you will use JavaX persistent entity JPA, then once you will run your program, one table will automatically created using user form, and then we'll have to tell that this particular ID is actual ID. This is ID, and then this ID is auto generated. So I'll write here generated value equal to generated value, and here I'll write strategy equal to generated type dot auto. This is what we have to write for ID. Rest, name and other things will be the same. That means right now what I'm trying to say to the compiler, that once you will run application, just create one table using a table named with user form. If you want to change the name, you can also do that. You can write here @table and then you can provide the name. So you can say table and the name equal to this one. Then it will provide the name of that particular table. But right now I don't want to do that. So we have these things and we are saying this ID will be auto generated. Okay. So we have created user form also, we have repository also created. Now we have here controller. So in this controller we will write code to get all the data, to insert data, delete data and post data, right? So first thing is that we can check first with add user, right? So let's start with add. And whenever we say add, we have to post the request. So I'll write @post mapping, and then I'll say path equal to add user. This is our mapping, and then we'll write here the same thing similar to this one. Public, let me copy paste. Public response body, and then from here we have to say a string also, and then we'll say add user, and in this user we have to get the user form, and user form we will get using @request body. You should have a request body. Inside request body we will get that user form, and then we can say this is user. So now we have get the user form, all the data will be inside this user form, and then after that what we will say, we have to use user repository, and to use that user repository we have to create the object. So I'll write private user repository, user repository. Let me write here. We have created this user repository, and now we have to initialize it also, this particular class. So to initialize, a Spring says that you don't need to create object equal to new user repository. Instead of that, you can use @auto_wired. Once you will use @auto_wired, it will automatically initialized, and you will get the data here. Now after that we will use this user repository here. We'll say user repository dot save, and then in that what we will do, we can simply pass this user. Whatever data you are getting, you have to simply pass it, and once it will done, you can simply return the message that saved, something like that. So right now you can see save method is not available in this user repository. We have not written anything. All the things are already available in current repository. That means if I go here, we can see we have save method, then save all, find by, is ID is existing by ID, find all, count, delete all. Everything is already available. So we will use that feature in our controller. So now let's try to run it, and then we'll see about this, right? So how it is working. So let me close it and then run it again. Application is started at 8080 port, Let's check it. So since you can see, we have here written post mapping. That means we have to send a post request. And to send post request, we have to download Postman. So I'll write here Postman download. In Postman, you can click here first link, then click download the app. Once you will download this app, it will show something like this, Postman. You can double click and open it. So now once you will open these things, let me just close other things, right? So this is the project. Here you will see all the projects which is already I have created for different purposes. You can also create here new workspace and then select the first option, request, then give the request name. So let's say I can say add user. This is our first request, and then I need to create collection. Collection means this type of folder. So collection name I can say user API. Click save and then click save to user API. Now you can see one collection created, user API, and here we have add user. So in this add user, we have to first send the post request, and then we have to give the URL. So URL is, it is running, our code is running on http:// localhost. So let's say localhost 8080. So our code is running on 8080 port. After that, we have to write /user API. So you can get this from here. So /user API, and after user API you have to write /add user. I'll write user API and then /add user. We have mentioned here add user. Then you can see we are sending request body, and in this body we have form, and then in form I have written ID should be auto generated, and then we have to give the details for these three things. And also we have removed setter method for ID. That means from front end we have to go into this body and then select raw, and here we can select the JSON type. We can pass here body, and whenever we say body, then in that case we have to pass in this curly braces, and then we can say the first field is name. I can copy it and we'll go here and then say the double quote name. In name I'll write, let's say Chandan Kumar. Then we have here email ID. We can use the same format that we have here, paste, and then I'll say email ID, and then we have country. So let's put it here, country column. Now we have given this body, and inside body we have these things, right? Nothing else you have to change. Just select the post method, give the URL, and inside body in the form of JSON we can give this data. Once I click send, before that let me save it. Yeah, now once I click send, it will reach to the controller, and inside controller we have post mapping, add user. It will perform this and then we'll save it here. So I am just trying to see the response here. So let's click send. Now message we get saved. So now let's go here and open MySQL command line. Let's log in it and then show databases. We have user info DB. So now we can say use user info and then show tables. In this table you can see now user form is created. So this particular table we have not created, it is automatically created here. And if I'll say select a string from user underscore form, you can see one ID, one data is created, ID equal to 7, India, this is, and then this one is the data. Okay, so ID is auto generated and one data is inserted here. If I'll send the request again, so let's say if I'll send here one request, okay, suppose I'll write here ABC and then I can say here, let's say Bhutan. Click send, we will get response. Now let's check it again. You can see we have one more field automatically created, one more row automatically created, name, email ID, country ID, right? Sequence is auto generated, that's why we are seeing data like this way. Now since you can see we have not written anything here in this repository, still it is working fine. That means it should work other thing also.